Thanks for sticking around for the finance session. I know it's probably the most interesting topic. No, of course. I'm Mai. Thank you. Thanks. My name is Mai. I've been at Cropix for 5 years now, and as you can tell, very happy to be here. Some of you may know me from the customer experience team. I'm doing finance, and I'd like to introduce you to my finance team back in Israel. So we have Shai as our CFO. I don't know how to point here, but you know who Shai is. This? Okay. We have Karen and Racheli as our bookkeepers. We have Ilanit as our controller, and I'm a finance analyst. And yeah, this is our team. Our main goal is to make business with Cropix easy and simple for you guys. We're working with automations to reduce human errors. We're working on like updating our systems, making sure things are cutting edge in finance. And yeah, for just life to be simple. We also really want to be transparent with you guys so you can see what you have as orders, invoices, receipts, have all that transparent for you. Okay, so I'd like to go over starting with how you can place orders with us. So real quick, let's do that. We have our online dealer store. I'll show you it in a sec. So you can place orders through that. That's exclusive for dealers. We have through the support team and our territory managers, either by email or phone, whatever is most comfortable for you. And a new little thing that we've added is we will be sending you order confirmations with a DocuSign from Zoho. So after you've placed an order with us, we'll send you that just to make sure that we have the correct details from your order, so everything goes smoothly. Do I have it here? Okay. Okay. Sorry, this is my first time like presenting in front of a big crowd and in English, so I'm excited. This is our dealer store. This is how it looks. Like I said, this is only for dealers available, and the 3 little icons on the bottom are actually like product categories. So there you can choose your products that you want to order. Really easy, really simple. We also have the QR code for the login page for that dealer store. So if you haven't been there yet, yep, I see someone trying it out. Let me know if it works. So if you haven't been there yet, this is your way in. And Nicholas, it's their same login for MyFarms?
No, so it's actually a separate login. We manage that from a different platform. So that's something that we have, kind of got to control access to. So you can get with your support or a territory person to make sure you have access to that if applicable. So again, like Mai said, that's a dealer-only feature.
Exactly. Okay, so I'd like to go over our current payment options. Don't worry, I'm not asking you for money. I'm just letting you know. We accept payment with checks, wire, and credit card, and we will soon be adding an ACH payment option. Thank you, which I'm very excited about. So that's coming soon. One thing important to mention is that we've changed the address for our check payments. So don't send checks to Anaheim anymore. Our new address is in Boston. You can see it on your invoices, on your statements. Customer support can help give you that new address. And if you still accidentally sent a check to Anaheim to our previous address, that's fine. We'll receive it during this transition period, but please make sure to send it to the correct address in Boston. Also worth mentioning is please add your reference, the order number as reference on your payment, just so we know how to connect your payment to the order that you put in. Actually, most of you are excellent at this, so thank you so much for doing that and saving me tons of time. And lastly, another nice update is we'll have a payment link on invoices and order confirmations that we will be sending out to you. So you can click that link and you'll have an ACH payment along with the credit card payment options straight, like they're very easy. Like I said, we want to make it simple for you guys. So that's coming soon. Okay, some technicalities because my boss is in the crowd and I need to. So all of the finance emails you'll be receiving are from the support email. So it's on the screen. Please make sure those do not get to spam because then you'll be missing our updates or your invoices, things like that. For some of you that have put in your orders in end of Q3, Q4, to retain your discounted price, make sure that payment is received by us by March 31st. We'll also send you a reminder email, so don't worry about that. And another technicality is, since we're now at 2025, we would appreciate if you could send us your tax exemption, reseller certificate, whichever it is, just so we can have it on record and my boss doesn't kill me. He's in the crowd and he gave me permission to make fun of him, so just so you know. Okay. Also, invoices and statements can be sent to you upon request. You can send an email to our support team. We'll be happy to share whichever if you've lost it. Okay, we would like to present, Nick and I, you guys know this as the subscription management service that we have. You probably already know this, but I wanted to just, run over it a little bit and give you the few important little things. So for how it works is you have one device equals one subscription. A device meaning something that has an output and connects to a server. So if it's a telemetry, if it's a VR, it will probably require subscriptions. If it's a rain gauge or any add-ons, it will probably not. You can also check that with our support team if you want to verify what does and what doesn't. But yeah, our subscription cycle is annual and it starts at installation date. That means the second that you installed your sensor, scan the QR, 365 days start running down and your subscription is active. It's not a renewal, it's not an automatic renewal process, meaning we do wait for your heads up if we should renew for next year and how much you want to renew. That is something that we do. You can place that via the order, place the order, sorry, I'm out of breath. Place the order on the dealer store or through any one of us. And we will send you periodic email reminders about that. So you'll receive a reminder 1 month before the expiration hits, and then 2 weeks, 1 week. We try to do it as much as possible. Yeah, so, okay. Some of you may have this. This is on the web. It's in the little burger menu. You'll have a subscriptions tab. This is actually where you can see your dashboard. So Nicholas will explain what you see here.
Sure, yeah, thanks, Mai. So, in this example, this dealer user has access to this financial entity, right? So, there may be some dealers out there that have lots of people in their organization that have permission to the farms and fields. This is different, right? So we have basically one financial account per all of y'all, and that's connected to one user, right? That user is the one that has permission to see the subscription dashboard. So for you single person businesses, it's easy. If for those multiple people, you probably have one person in your organization that is responsible or has this feature. So when you're looking in here, you have both sort of a consolidated view up at the top here, and then a more detailed view of all of the devices on your account underneath. The little squares that she has there are highlighting the tool tips that we've added to this dashboard. So each column represents a different number of devices, whether that's ones that are currently active and installed, or maybe ones that are just in your inventory, or maybe ones that have never been used before. And so each of those little icons can explain to you what each of these pieces of information mean. I'll highlight one in particular. That would be the far right column, which is called the credit balance. So if we start with our sensor from when it's born and it comes into our lovely warehouse and then we ship it to you, from then on, that sensor serial number is associated with your finance account and therefore connected to here. That sensor, the first year, would be up at this that top row. So those each row is kind of different device types. You've got your CropX sensor, your CropX telemetries, and then renewals, which would be any CropX device after that first year. So we've got our first sensor, we've sent it to you, and now you go and install it. That's when the clock starts, as Mai said. And your credit balance in your first year sensor area would go from 1 to 0. And now you have an active or in use sensor. From then on, it's going to expire 365 days after that time. At that point, that device would then become a renewal device. If that device still happens to be installed, let's just say it was a permanent crop like alfalfa or some tree crop, that sensor is still active. It's going to expire 365 days, and then it's go, hey, do I have a credit in my renewal bank to get applied to this sensor that now needs another subscription? If the answer is yes, because I've purchased credits, then it will automatically apply it to the device that needs it, and you're all good. If you don't have any credits and that device expires, you've got 2 weeks of data, and then it will be hidden.
Yes.
That's just a UI thing that we are doing. We are always recording all of the information on the back end so that when that's resolved, you're going to see your full data set. And then life is good again. So that's how the credits in that table works. If you'd like to have any other details or demos and stuff, let us know. Rebecca, can you get a mic to Holly? Anything else to add to that, Maya?
No, pretty accurate.
Okay.
Could we choose not to have it automatic?
It will only pull a credit if that device is still active. If it's installed.
Okay.
So if I uninstalled my device in September and I just never put it back in the ground ever again, it's not going to pull a credit. It can sit there in your inventory without a credit indefinitely.
Okay.
Does that help?
Yeah.
Okay. A few more important things about our subscription service is, like Nicholas said, if the data was hidden due to non-payment, once we receive your payment, we will fully restore that data to you. You can see it. So no problem there. One cool thing I thought mentioning is that if you have installed your sensor and within 7 days decided to uninstall it, we will not count it as a subscription. Just because, sometimes you just want to replace the installation place, and we get that. So you have that 7-day period to make that adjustment. And another cool thing is that you can pay us ahead of time, and then we will store those credits in your little bank on your account. So coming next season, per installation, it just goes down from that bank. So that's also an available option for you.
Yeah, and so that would happen when? When do we add the credits to their bank?
As soon as I receive your payment, and I know it's for the renewals, hence adding the reference, I know it's for your renewals, I add it to your account right away. So it's there. Then you install, it reduces from that bank. Okay, and another thing is if the sensor was RMA'd, so if you have an authorized return on a device, what happens? So A, we can either apply the remaining subscription time it has to a replacement sensor. So you would have to tell us that replacement QR number, and then we can take the remaining time on the RMA device and apply it to the replacement. Or we can choose to rebank that time left. So let's say you have half a year left on that subscription period. We can return it to your bank, and then the next install you make will have that time applied to that new sensor. So those are the
Yeah.
two options.
Yep. And just know that, like, I mean, it's not like you have to make that choice. That's kind of what support's going to be doing for you. If you do have a warranty device, once we've processed that and we're putting that in here, that's what's going to happen on the back end is if it happened to have a subscription attached to that device that was RMA'd, then, you know, let's say there was 6 months left on it. It's actually going to show you a partial credit in your dashboard. So, you know, if you had like 4 in your bank, there'd be this little like +1 or +2. And so that's what's representing those partial credits. So yeah, you can actually kind of have like a partial credit available in your bank.
Yeah. Okay, you guys, I hope that was short as I promised. Does anyone have any questions? Yes. Oh, the mic is on its way.
If we have sensors that we just straight out sell, we're not really managing, can we turn off those subscriptions to that sensor? Can we manage? So if somebody installs it themselves, but they haven't paid their subscription, it's going to pull out of our bank.
Hmm.
How can we prevent that from happening if they're not paying?
It's a good question. I think there's a couple ways I guess I would handle that. One, if you've got the permissions, you could probably pull that field off of their visibility. That would be one option. The other option is like any of our support people have the flexibility to like add time to a device or subtract time or move a credit, or so that could be handled as a support case. Or that kind of makes me think of another scenario where maybe, you know, it's like, this ain't my baby anymore, right? This is your deal. Then we need to move that device from your financial account to somebody else. So right now that would be something support could help you do. So if, I mean, like I know some Ranky folks, they kind of have more of a DIY business model. If they're taking sensors off the shelf and handing it to the grower, and then it's their responsibility from then on out, we've had to handle that internally and make sure that the device is on the correct financial account. Hopefully that helped. Did that help, John? Some of those scenarios we've talked about internally on like how to handle. I mean, essentially, it's a collections issue on your part, right? And I suppose for most people in seasonal crops, it's probably less of an issue because you probably wouldn't have put it in to begin with, but you probably got a permanent. It could be probably more of an issue in a permanent crop where it's like, well, do I go out there and remove it? Do I, yeah. Yeah, so I mean, right, and that's the scenario. I was just saying we don't. Okay, yeah, he's basically saying the same thing I was saying with like the Ranky dealers, or any situation where You have purchased a device from CropX and now you've sold it to somebody else and it is not your financial responsibility. In other words, the renewal is not going to run through you. You basically just have to tell CropX that this device is no longer my responsibility. It is this person's responsibility. And so we at CropX would then need to create an account on our financial side in order to be able to charge that person. So that's basically what we need. We need the info so that we can send somebody a bill.
Question here is, when will the ET sensor and weather station show as available items on the dealer store?
Weather stations and ET. So that would still just be a telemetry device. So that would have been that second line. And then, and at least with our current business model, any second year device, it doesn't matter if it's a weather station, a rain gauge, a
Oh.
ET
I was
device.
just asking about the dealer store.
Yeah,
The dealer store.
asking about when they're gonna be available to purchase on the store.
I see. Sorry, misunderstood. That's something that we could get added. There were some limitations with the setup we had on the website in order to accommodate those products. So, weather station soon. That's an easier one. The ET had a different challenge. So, I don't have an answer on the ET.
Soon.
So the question was access to the dealer store. It's the same dealer store we've used. No changes there. Yeah.
Okay, I think that's it.
Right on time, very close. Good.
Woo.
Good job, Mai.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.